All right, welcome back to Stream of Consciousness. I am Joey. You can't go in there, Stout, and this is Joel, the Pants Whisperer Cox.
Hey Joe, what are we going to talk about today?
We got all kinds of things we're going to talk about. So let's go, because at this point in time, the weather's wearing thin, and it's time to start bringing out the long sleeve shirts and the long pants and everything. So
I say no.
Yeah,
not till September. Not till the end of September.
Joel, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's pretty damn near the end of September right now. That's in the grand scheme of life. Because
Not liking it.
whether you like it or not, summer is it's lowering its dreary head, and we're out of faithful, fun, warm, loving, summery, hot days of sweating our butts off so now fall activities roll in. Summer is obviously the best time to do all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of things that went on. You get to go out. You can go swimming. You can go to the lake. You can go. There's baseball. There's etc. 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 So what are some of the fun things you did over the summer? As of yet, like what summer things have you done?
I did the ultimate vacation I've ever done.
You went. You had quite a summer as far as.
I spent 2 weeks traveling the coast of California up to Oregon.
How cool is that?
It was amazing.
All right, so you left Pittsburgh.
Yeah, flew to Los Angeles.
Okay, you actually went into LAX.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drove down to Anaheim. Spent 2 days in Disney.
That's right. You guys went to Disney.
Yep. Which, by the way, Disney World is superior to Disneyland. I don't care what anybody says. Disney World is amazing.
Wait, I always get this confused. Disney World is
Florida.
Okay, and that's the better one.
Yes.
Florida better than California.
Yes.
Suck it.
Disneyland.
Eat that, East Coast.
West Coast.
West Coast.
Disneyland has 2 parks, while Disney World has like 5 or 6. Like, we spent 2 days in Disneyland. We could probably spend a day there and been done. But we then drove up to visit some friends in San Jose and Santa Cruz.
Was it expensive to fly out to California?
Well, here's the thing. We didn't pay for tickets.
Oh, then no, it wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
I was curious about that because I know when we went to Vegas last year, we went to Vegas and it was like, my plane ticket was like $50 there and $50 back. It was super cheap.
Well,
to
we
go
had
to Vegas.
a friend who travels a lot for work and had all these frequent flyer miles. He was able to get us all the 3 of us tickets out and back just on his miles because he's been traveling for that much time for work.
That's awesome.
So that was awesome.
Is that Scott?
Nope. My friend Matt.
Oh, I know Matt though.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So we then drove to San Jose. We drove up the beach. We also went to Trejo's Tacos.
Okay.
Danny Trejo has a taco stand.
Who?
Danny Trejo.
Oh, Trey. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. That took me a second. I was like, I know that word, but I didn't know. That's he plays the bad guy Mexican dude in everything that needs a bad guy Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
He's in all kinds of movies.
He's a Mexican, as he says in Desperado.
Was that Desperado or was that
Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I knew that. It actually. Does he say that or does Johnny Depp
he
say
says that.
Okay.
So then we drove up to San Jose, stopped at the beach, went to Santa Cruz, visited one of our friends. And then we drove up to Oregon and hung out with friends Matt and Ryan for the week. And then flew back here out of Oregon.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's quite a trip. Did you guys rent a car out there?
We're in a minivan. I've noticed that I myself have rented 4 vehicles. And out of those 4 vehicles, 3 of them were minivans. The only time I've ever not rented a minivan was just 2 people going. If there's more than 2 people going, I find a minivan's a better option to take.
You rented one when we were in Vegas too.
Yeah,
that was perfect because we crammed a whole bunch of people in and went out into Red Rock. And no, that's the smart way to go. And then like all your stuff too, because like obviously you rented it. You were going some places. You had to take all your luggage and stuff. You weren't coming back to the same hotel every night.
Nope.
So. But all right, now that summer's over, what are some fall plans you have? What are things you like to do once the weather gets cold? Because I know, and it seems like Pittsburghers especially love the cold weather. I hate it. I can't stand it. Once the weather drops, I'm done.
I tolerate it. As long as I know what the weather's going to be, I can put the right clothes on, or we have the right activities.
No, it doesn't. Knowing that actually makes it worse for me. If I wake up in the morning and I look outside and the sun is all gleaming and stuff, and it looks like it's a nice warm day, then I can go, oh, what a nice day. And then I step outside and it's cold, and then I go, I hate this world. Like it makes me more miserable. Like, but if I stay inside, like if I don't have to leave the house, I can at least pretend I live in my own little world. That right, like But my biggest thing is the sun goes down earlier. Comes up later and goes down earlier.
Yeah.
That kills me. Like I hate that. But also the cold weather. I'm miserable in the cold weather. Like that to me is no good.
For me, as long as I have the right gear, I'm okay.
That's it.
So what I do in the fall, to be honest, because I do drones. So until it gets actually winter or wet, I'll go fly my drones in whatever temperature. As long as it's above like 40 degrees, I can stay warm.
Just put on a tassel cap and go out and fly your drones around.
So I'll do that. When it's rainy and dreary, I love staying indoors and watching TV, watching movies, or working on some projects. Because as you know, I'm a tinkerer.
Yes. Yeah.
So
you're always working on something.
yeah.
You're always messing with something.
So I'll either build something or watch something, or just huddle down and just like stay indoors.
I don't like to do like, and I don't mind being inside and watching movies and stuff, but I get cabin fever after a while. So for me, like
I'd
being
laugh at
outside
cabin
is
fever.
huge. See, you're an indoors kind of guy.
Cabin fever
I'm
gets
an
sick of
outdoor
me.
kind of- I'm definitely more of a summertime.
I'm that
kind of
guy that goes, "It's a beautiful day to be indoors.
No.
90 degrees,
No.
bright sunny day. I got a nice 70-degree room in my apartment.
See, I don't mind too hot. I can handle.
I can take the heat. Like I used to go mountain biking and do all sorts of stuff outside and do manual labor. But if I had some of my downtime, I like being indoors. Like when Tara and I first started dating, they actually took me to a pool because they always went to the pool. I'm like, well, what's this pool? Because I never went to a pool. I had a pool when I was a kid.
You can go to like. Can you swim?
No, I can doggy paddle. I can tread water, but I can't actually swim.
No kidding.
So we had a 4 foot above ground pool. So I could like go.
You can stand in that.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't
So I
have to
can hang out in the
swim.
pool, play with stuff, whatever. But I never got this concept of going to a public pool and just hanging out and reading a book. So we went out to Idlewild the one time, and they were going out to the pool to Idlewild. And I sat there in my book. Actually, this is one of the, before I discovered ebooks. I'm trying to read my book. I'm like, it's so hot out here. It's so disgusting. Why do I want to be outside? Like, it was miserable. I'm like, how do you enjoy this?
I love it. I do. No, I do that. Like I go to the pool and I hang out. Like I don't read a book, but
my friend Aaron loves the heat, loves the humidity.
See, I don't like the humidity so much, but I can tolerate the humidity.
No, I can tolerate. Like I remember we went out to one of the first vacations we took. We went to Disney, and they're telling me, "Oh, you're gonna be so miserable. So many people there." And like I took my camp, like, why are you taking the camp? Like it's useless. And I'm like, oh, trust me. So we get down there. We went to Universal first before Disney, and it was so miserable. And I had my camel pack, get my water. I stayed in cool. Like, how can you deal with this? I'm like, I can. That's what I do.
See, that's like we did. I took the kids and we went camping, and I love camping. So I did. We went to this place called Rimrock. We went to Allegheny National Forest where we went camping. We actually stayed in a little tiny cabin. It was a very small. Like you open the door, there's a set of bunk beds.
And you didn't get
queen-size
murdered?
bed. And no, we did. I surprisingly did not get murdered because not every camping trip ends with murder.
Are you sure?
No,
That's why I don't go camping.
Well, you can't because you're black.
Exactly.
So they always kill the black guy first.
Exactly. Which
So-
is why I'll never go camping.
When I go camping, they go, no black guy, let's move on.
Mhm.
So I don't have to worry about it. Super racist. That's not how camping works.
I'll allow it.
Oh man, Trump's America. Anyways, so we went rock climbing, but it's not like rock climbing. Like, you don't have to put on the blade and everything. There's this place, and it's really awesome, and I'll have to show you some pictures later, where they have these monster boulders and all this rock that you can climb on top of. Like you're not mountain climbing, you're just climbing on top of rocks and taking pictures, and so we did that. It was actually pretty chilly when we went, because normally we go to the lake and we do a lot of that stuff, but we did a handful of different hikes. We did all these. What else did we do? We did a bunch of stuff. We had a really good time. And, like I like to do stuff like that, like just get out. Oh, we went to this place called Skywalk. It's in I think it's in like Titusville or something like that, or Titusville or something like to that effect. I might be wrong, but it's in that general area. It's out by Kane, PA, where there was this railroad bridge that went over this monster valley, this huge dip, and a tornado came through and knocked down the bridge. So now it's now a tourist attraction. You can go and you can literally walk out on the railroad tracks a couple 100 feet out, and then you can look straight down and it's something like 2 Statue of Liberties tall or something crazy. It's like, I can't remember how tall it is, but it's monstrous look down. And then you can literally walk all the way down this path on the side and check out where everything fell over. They got all kinds of like little plaques and stuff you can read and learn all about the indigenous wildlife. That part's boring to me. But walking out on the railroad tracks and looking down and doing, like, we did a lot of that kind of stuff, and the kids had a good time too.
Now, don't get me wrong, like, I like exploring outside and seeing stuff. Like, when we were driving through California and Oregon, it was beautiful. Like, we drove through this one stretch of roads. Like, we were on this for like 2 hours. It was like, you ever see the show of Top Gear where they do like all the car testing of the cars?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I felt like I was in an episode of Top Gear driving through this forest. The way the hills went up and down and curved and whatnot. So like, I like exploring stuff. I just like being comfortable when it happens.
See,
like, I think fall would be better for exploring because you're not sweating your balls off.
No, and there's a lot to be said about fall too, and especially like there's some things you can do in the fall that aren't necessarily summer things.
Well, like for example, a big thing apparently is fall foliage, watching the leaves change.
Which that's kind of a big thing here, but in most of the rest of the country, you don't have, like, the leaves don't change like they do here. Like,
well, Oregon,
really get it.
They're mostly evergreens.
Yeah.
So they don't change color.
They have no idea what brown leaves look like. They don't get that. Like, we get all these crazy, beautiful oranges and browns and these, like, dark reds, and like the leaves literally, like, it looks like a painting here. It's like a Bob Rossi painting whenever the leaves change in the fall. And like, I've lived here all my life, so for me it's really just like, that's just a sign of I'm almost angry about that. Like, some people literally drive for hours to come drive through our countrysides to look at the leaves change. Me, I go, it means the weather's going to get cold. Like, that's just a reminder. It's like when your alarm clock goes off and you still know that you can hit snooze and sleep for another 10 minutes. That's what the leaves changing are to me. It's that initial alarm clock that says, guess what? It's going to be time to wake up soon. That's what I get out of it. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I like to do a lot of, like, I love going swimming. I do like going to the pool. I like taking the kids to the lake, and I've done like real rock climbing, although I did it once indoors, and that was really cool. Kayaking, not really a fall sport, not one of those things. I don't want to be in the water when it's cold.
No.
Like, as long as you're in the boat, you're okay. Some people are a little more daring. I don't bother with that. We did the zip line in Vegas, and that kind of turned me on to the whole idea of zip lining. And I know I've talked about it here before, but there's this place called Go Ape, and there's a bunch of them all over the place. There's actually one in West Virginia I really want to go to, but it's like, you got to go down and spend a day there. And I want to go to something along that line, and where you go and there's all these different skywalks and bridges and stuff like that. I want to do things like that. You don't do that stuff in the fall, and once the winter's around, forget it. I'm done. I'm out. I want a snowbird. I want to, you know what a snowbird is? It's whenever you live in a place that when it gets cold, you fly south for the winter like a bird. That's what I want to do. Only I don't want to fly south. I want to fly west. I want to go out to, like, Nevada, California, or like that direction, and stay there for the winter months.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, like a second deal, I can find stuff to do. Like, I don't know. We were actually out in Crater Lake, out in Oregon. Basically, there's this volcano that, I guess, quote, imploded. So now there's a giant lake there. It's beautiful. I'll have to show you some pictures later.
So the volcano went in and water filled up.
Yeah.
Neat.
There's some beautiful pictures there. But
I wonder if that makes the water warm. Am I an idiot for thinking that? Like, that there's a logic behind that. Like,
well, the day we were there, the top of the water was 59 degrees. And the water at the bottom of the thing was 35 degrees. So the answer is no.
Okay.
So
now we know. There's
no cell phone reception in parts of California, like we were driving through. In parts of Oregon, had no reception. Especially around Crater Lake, there's no cell phone reception. And I made the comment that I could probably live out there for 4 to 5 months without But my kind of thing was like, if I could get like satellite internet or internet connection, I could live out there for 4 to 5 months without any cell phone reception. So they're like, oh, you could probably no computers whatsoever or whatever. I'm like, I could probably do that. Because what I'd do, I'd get a giant hard drive, have it loaded up full of TV shows, get my drones out
I
there.
could live without technology as long as I can bring it with me, is what you just
No,
said.
they said no computers, no tablets. So if I have a Fire TV on my TV, we're good to go.
There's a place, I want to say it's somewhere in West Virginia, where they have like the world's largest satellite dish. This thing is like 300 yards wide. It pulls in all kinds of, and I don't know if it's like NASA's monitoring the sky or something like that, but this town that's around this doesn't get any kind of reception. There's no internet, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no, like, they can't even have so much, like, there's only so much stuff they're even allowed to have in their own homes. Like, I don't think they even have like so much as a microwave. Like, I'm not sure, like, somebody told me
probably so they can get all those stuff.
it takes all of everything out so that way they can get crystal clear reception from this monster satellite dish that they have. But like, there's people that literally are on a waiting list to go move into this place to go live where there's no technology. Like, that sounds horrible to me. I don't want to do that.
Well, my thing is, like, I don't need to be plugged in all the time. Yeah, I look at my phone a lot, but that's because, like, I'm usually bored. If I'm out, like, exploring someplace, I don't need my phone.
I think that would you have to have a nice balance, but I think it's easy to get sucked into the electronic side.
What I'm saying is, like, when we were traveling and we were, like, my main thing was taking pictures with my phone. I wasn't constantly on the internet because either A, I was driving, or B, I was looking at all
there was other stuff to do. It was exciting.
But, like, if I just lived out there and, like, I had no cell phone reception, but I have other hobbies. Like, I'd probably go hiking more. I'd go fly my drone more because I get some aerial photography. But, like, I don't need to be connected all the time. And it was kind of nice those 2 weeks we were traveling. I didn't really check the news, or I didn't know what was going on with the world. I my little bubble was great.
No, we're going to have an eclipse.
Yeah.
That's about it. We already had an eclipse.
Yeah.
Many months ago now.
So.
Because we do not record these ahead of time.
Yeah. Honestly, we don't.
But, all right, so winter sports then. Let's move on to the next season. What's your favorite thing to do in the wintertime? Is it still just sit inside the house? Like, do you go sled riding?
No, not anymore.
No? Yeah, I'm too old for that. Like, the kids go, can we go sled riding?
I get cold too fast.
Yeah. Oh, I'm miserable in the cold. I don't like the snow and the slush and everything.
I don't mind the snow and the slush as long as it's around 20, 30 degrees. When you start hitting 0 and -5, which is a bad day.
40 degrees is my breaking point. And I'm fine all the way down to 40 degrees.
Well, it's
39,
funny.
done.
It's funny because when we were out west, it was like 7 degrees. People put on coats and sweaters.
Right.
We're like, whatever.
You're putting on your shorts.
Well, my thing is, it's funny whenever it drops down to 0 and -5 here, and you get like 20, 25 degrees, you get all ballsy, you put on your shorts, you go outside. Like, it's a heat wave!
There's always like one dude who does like wear shorts all year round. I know a couple guys like that. When I worked with delivering furniture, we would wear shorts because when you're working and you're sweating and stuff like that, your body heats up and it's the strangest feeling to be sweating, to be dripping sweat whenever it's like 3 degrees outside or when it's like, those sub-degree temperatures. And we don't get a lot of those days, but we definitely get those days. And it's you show up to somebody's house and you're wearing shorts and a hoodie, and they're like, they don't want their door open and you got to carry their furniture in, type of thing. And they're like, are you crazy? Why are you wearing? And you're like, I'm hot. If anything, I want to get rid of the hoodie too. But as far as like just recreational time, I don't really. I'll make a couple snowballs and bring them in and throw them at the kids or at the.
I don't. To be honest, when it comes to wintertime, I treat it almost like fall. Like, I'll be indoors, I'll watch stuff. I don't want to be outside when it's nasty. Like, the thing is, if I'm outside for a purpose. I'm not outside for recreation in the winter.
Yeah, see, I'm like that a lot too. But, okay, and it seems like a lot of times, if something goes wrong with my car, it's always in the wintertime.
Oh, yeah.
It's always in the wintertime. Which reminds me, I need to, like, do all the tune-up on my car and everything.
Well, I gotta get an inspection soon, and I gotta get the brakes done.
Front brakes, back brakes?
It should be front, back brakes got done last time.
I can help you with front brakes.
But
those I know how to do.
Yeah, but I gotta do it soon, and...
I know a guy. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I hate working on my car. I know how to do some stuff on my car, and the stuff I know how to do, I know how to do. Like I'm not one of those guys that kind of sort of know. Like if I know how to do it, I know how to do it. But there's a lot of stuff I just don't know how to do, and I try not to bother with it.
Yeah.
But I get lazy about it, and then if I don't take care of it right away, it doesn't get done.
Yeah.
But it does. It feels like anytime you're going to get a flat tire, anytime you're going to get your brakes are going to go bad, anytime that...
So I worked at Media Play back in winter of 99.
I'm sorry, when?
Winter of 99.
Okay.
And, of course, it was -5. Had a flat tire. Had to change a tire at 11 o'clock at night in -5-degree weather.
And it's dark.
Uh-huh. It was a good time, let me tell you. Fortunately, I had gloves on, but that didn't last for very long. That cold with those gloves is like 5 seconds.
That's another thing too. Is I hate bulking up in all the winter clothes and stuff. Like when I go anywhere, I don't take a jacket with me a lot of times in the winter.
We've
Like,
discussed this.
because why? What's the point of it? I hate feeling like I feel like one of those nomads that are wandering through the desert just carrying all their belongings.
Well,
on their back.
as I said in previous episodes, I've got a formula for if I wear a coat or not.
Whether you're going to be outside long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is. Yeah, it's even if I'm going to be outside long. If I'm going to be inside at all, I don't want to have a coat on. I hate doing that, and I hate lugging all the extra stuff with me. And the kids always take their stuff, so then I end up having to carry their jackets and blah 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 blah. I just don't want to do it. I don't like it. Wouldn't have to deal with it if
you didn't have kids.
if I. That's really what the problem is. I need to eliminate the kids.
Yes.
Although legally, I'm fairly certain I'm obligated to
Yeah,
keep
you are.
some of them around.
And on that note, we're going to call it an episode before we get into any trouble.
Is it that time already?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
We'll see you again next week.
See you,
Stream
folks.
Cautious Podcast. Blah 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 blah. You know how to find us.
Yeah, you know by now.